This video is about how to colour fondant. When you handle fondant, it gets dry quite quickly, so it's best to keep it in the foil bag it arrives in. If you're worried about getting fondant that doesn't contain gluten or is vegan, you'll be reassured to know that most of them are actually vegan and gluten-free. But if you're worried, just check with the manufacturer. So, if you want a uniform colour, you're going to have to knead it quite a bit, but you won't need very much colouring. I like to use a paste, and because paste tends to get everywhere if you're not careful, I use a cocktail stick to take out the colour and put it onto the fondant that I'm using. So take a generous blob, this one is navy, and then you can just throw this away immediately or just pop it onto a piece of kitchen towel, so that you don't get navy colour on everything. Put that to one side. And then if you push in all the fondant around the colour you've just used, you can then work it with your hands and eventually you'll start to see the colour coming out in the fondant. Initially, it doesn't really show much colour, and then as you work it you'll see that actually that tiny little piece of paste that I put in there is going to create a very dark colour with the fondant. If it gets too sticky, just roll it in some corn flour or cornstarch if you're in America, and you will see that it gets less sticky as you work it along. Don't use too much corn flour because otherwise it's going to get dry and crack, and you don't want that at all. So I'm not actually having to knead this too much before we see that actually the colour is now looking much, much better than it was half a minute ago. And if you're worried that the colour hasn't spread evenly throughout, what you can do is roll it into a sausage, cut it, look at either end, and then just say to yourself, does that look like it's got any streaks in it? If not, it's probably ready to roll out.